Well, hello. We've decided to move our classes to Zoom so that we can continue to learn together and have a great meeting place where we can see each other and participate in discussion and all those wonderful things about being in class. I thought it might be helpful to do a short video to give you some tips for how to prepare for class in Zoom, and also some basic etiquette, things that we can do during class so that we're not distracting to one another. And that will help us all have a far more enjoyable learning time together. And just for fun, I've asked Puppy to come and help me to share these principles, these tips, and this etiquette with you. All right, so let's talk about how you can prepare for class in Zoom, and just with a few basic tips to help you get the most out of your online learning. So before class begins, please use the restroom and make sure to bring a glass of water or a cup of tea, whatever you might need to drink, so that you don't have to leave during class time. Also, silence your cell phone. And please don't look at it during our class time. Though it might not seem inappropriate to glance at your phone when you're sitting in a class, it does distract you from what's happening in class. And you know what? It's very distracting for us to watch you glancing at your phone. So again, turn your cell phone off or silence it and set it where you can't see it. Please plan to use your webcam. The whole deal of meeting in Zoom allows us to engage and interact with each other, and being able to see each other helps to make that happen, especially while we're practicing social distancing. This is going to help us to not feel so isolated. And since we're going to be able to see each other when our webcams are turned on, please be sure to get ready for class, just as if you were going to attend in person. To spell that out for you, it means you need to get dressed and you need to comb your hair before class begins. As you come into Zoom class, please come prepared to take notes. Now you can do this with pen and paper, as this student is doing, or you can open up a page on your computer to take notes during class. This will really help you to stay focused on what's being discussed. And you know what? It's also a great place for you to jot down any questions or comments you have, so you can ask those questions or share those comments during discussion time in class. And while we are actually in class, there's some basic etiquette for us to use in Zoom. All right, we're going to talk about audio etiquette and visual etiquette. And we see Puppy here with dutifully wearing his headphones with a microphone. All right, so when we talk about audio etiquette, I want you to realize that if there is noise in the room, you're going to want to use a headphone. If your computer is sitting out where lots of people or any people are walking by, dogs are barking, phones are ringing, food is being cooked loudly, use a headphone. That will silence all the noise in the environment for us. And with a microphone attached like this, it will actually be much easier for us to hear you. Using earbuds that you get with a smartphone will not block out the sounds around you. So that's not going to work. You have to have something like this, like a gaming headset, okay? But if it's quiet in the room, if you can close a door, you don't need a headphone. Let me just re-emphasize that. To ensure a quiet room, close the door. And now we're going to go into a Zoom meeting, and I'm going to show you how to use mute and unmute and how to turn your camera on and off. All right, here we go. And like magic, here we are in Zoom. Now, for some of you, this is a very familiar place, but for others, this might be your first time in a Zoom meeting. So I'd like to show you how to mute and unmute yourself, how to stop and start your camera. So let's start with muting. If you see down here in the bottom left, there's a little microphone, and underneath it says mute. You can see the green kind of bouncing as I'm talking. If I mute myself, this is what happens. And now you can hear me. That's unmuted. This little symbol right next to it, if you click on this, it will help you to select your microphone. And I have some different possibilities. I've got my blue snowball on, so that will help you with that. And then over here, if for some reason you need to leave the room, stop video, it looks like this. And it just puts up my name. And when I return to the room, I'm back. And that's this part of it. So now let's do a Zoom with Puppy. Hello, Puppy. Well, I'm so glad you could join us in our Zoom class. Are you excited to be here? Oh, good. Now, Puppy, the reason I asked you to come to class, I know that you don't normally get to go to class, but anyway, the reason I asked you to come to class is I would like you to help demonstrate some ways that students can understand how to not be distracting and how to get the most out of their class. Are you ready to get going on that? All right. Thank you. Okay, Puppy, could you please demonstrate this for us? Can you show us what it would look like if you were really paying attention to the class in Zoom? Okay, so I see that you're moving a little bit, but you're just paying attention, right? Okay, so can you now pretend that you are going to be very distracting visually, that you are going to make it so other people stop listening to what the teacher or one of the other students is saying, and all they're doing is watching you. Can you show us that? That was very distracting. Well done, Puppy. If you need to rub your nose or scratch an itch, do it in a way that's not distracting. Now, Puppy, could you please demonstrate for us what it looks like to scratch when you have an itch, but in a way that is not distracting? Okay, that worked really well. Thank you very much. And now, could you please scratch an itch in a way that is very distracting? Yeah, that was very distracting. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Puppy. That was great. Okay, thank you. Thank you for joining me for this basic etiquette for class in Zoom video. And I'd also like to say a huge thank you to Puppy for showing us what to do and what not to do. Thank you. And we'd both like to say to all of you, bye. Bye.